Good evening and welcome to another episode of Women in STEM show brought to you by the Alkamba Times. My name is Awakante, your host, and every week on this show, we shine a light on Gambian women who are transforming the world of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Women that are using their knowledge to create change, to inspire others, and to shape the future of this country. Today's conversation is one I think will truly inspire every young person here in the Gambia, especially those who are curious about technology and how it can be a force for change. Our guest is someone who has dedicated her career to making tech accessible to every young person across the Gambia. She is a tech leader with experience in program management, robotics, and electronics training, as well as system administration. She's also very passionate about inspiring young people, especially girls, to explore STEM and see it as a pathway to empowerment. So join me in welcoming our guest today, Aji Sabel Mbai. Aji, thank you very much for joining us today and welcome to Women in STEM.
Thank you, Awa. Thank you, Alkamba. It's an honor.
It's nice to have you today. Now, um, I believe the viewers and I are very curious, so we want to know, in her own words, who is Aji Sabembai?
Okay. So yeah, Aji Sagambai is a youth leader, I believe, in tech in the Gambia. She's passionate, a tech enthusiast. Uh, yeah, what she's on right now, or her move, or her drive, is working towards bettering, um, working towards bridging that gap between confidence, tech, innovation, and all in the Gambia. So yeah, she's just one passionate tech leader, one passionate tech enthusiast who's working on bridging that divide. Yeah.
And inspiring. It's nice to hear that from yourself. It's it's nice for the viewers to hear that from yourself instead of me because then it wouldn't be that much of justice. So, how did you get to where you are right now? I mean, how did it start? From school. Give us a high level um, something about your on your academic background, where you started to where you are right now.
Funny, a little funny. Okay. So a lot of people who don't have like direct communications with me wouldn't know this, but my uh, my academic background is not even in tech. Yeah,
Mhm.
my initial study, my BSc, was actually in the social science field at the
Mhm.
University of the Gambia. I did a BSc in political science. Yeah, so I actually started my and this was just something I'm just learning. I just need to acquire a degree, but just like most or 80% of university students going to school or trying to get a degree, they don't have that channeling, like they don't know what actually they want to do. I just need to start getting the degree, and maybe in the next 2 to 3 years, before I complete my GSC program, I would have a better, stationing on what I want to do, what I want to focus on, what I want to specialize on.
Mhm.
Yeah, this was kind of like the same route for me. I started working. Actually, got my first job when I was in my second year at University of the Gambia. Yeah, so I got hired by. Okay, so just a little background of how it actually got there. Just
Mhm.
this university student looking into. Okay, I need to get a job. I think I was just having this conversation with one of my friends at uni. So like they were all about, yeah, I think we need to get like internships, like we need to get job experiences before we mind you, I didn't know anything tech at the time. I actually had some tech background, like did some few tech programs like the ICT normal say that everyone does when we complete high school. So that was it. That was it for me. So yeah, we were talking around this internship, like we need experience. So when we graduate from uni, like we like there'll be that experience there as a reference to get a job. So I went online. Just mind you, I don't talk to people that much. So everything is all my curiosity route is on the internet. Everything is being searched. Everything is being googled, and all of that. So I looked up, I was just looking up jobs in the Gambia, and I found out that, okay, all of these jobs require BSc, they require masters, and all of that. Let me look up institutions that give out internships or that are looking for interns. So on
Mhm.
my search drive, I came across Infinity Staffing Solutions. It was this recruitment firm in the Gambia. So they um, like hire for institutions, yeah? Yeah.
Mhm.
So I registered because it was this signing up thing. You register, you go complete your profile on site, and then they pick you or they put you in a position or any job opportunity they have that you're the right fit based on the
Mhm.
information that they have of you.
Mhm.
So at that time, when I did like all of that checks and like all of that, they were actually looking for um, an employee. Yeah. So lucky for me, all of my everything that I had actually matched with what they were looking for. So Infinity was a
Mhm.
subsidiary to Coyote Enterprises. This was a software development company. Yeah. So I got there and then met the employer. It was all good, all going great. First job, like first professional job interview,
Mhm.
just so you know. So the interview went great, and then he was like, "When are you ready to start?" I was like, what?" He was like, "Yeah." So we
Wow.
can start working with us. I was like, "Okay." So everything, fortunately for me, everything like the academic thing they were looking for, all of that they were looking for, I had on my on my resume. So I got the job. It was actually a full time job at my second year at university. So this
Mhm.
job, even though was a recruitment firm, I mentioned it was a subsidiary to Toyota Enterprise. It was a software development company, everything technology. So this is where
Mhm.
my technology background actually, just started being groomed. Like everything just started, forming. Everything just started adding up one on one. You have to deal with everything technology, no paperwork. I got to
Mhm.
work with like complex ICT systems, but these were not. I found out that okay, these were not hard, like they were not that hard as people would make them seem. Like you
Mhm.
don't need a degree to understand these things, yeah, like okay, most things, not the complex stuff that people are looking at. And then after they're built, obviously, like you don't really need a degree to understand this. Just be curious, just be ready to learn, and that's that. So I got introduced to like most of the systems, and in my position at Coyote Enterprises, one of my tasks was to sell these products that we had over there. So I was supposed to sell our HR system. So to be able to sell these things, you need to master the systems. Yeah, you need to understand the systems on a ground level. So I got to understand these things. I got to understand like the Udu system. I fell in love with Udu like I was a developer myself. So like the developers were my friends. We were like so close and everything. And that's
Mhm.
just I felt this was about 6 years ago. I felt okay. My real, I feel like Isabel's real impact, like, would be in the technology field. Yeah, I would make
Mhm.
like real, like, or great impact. Like, I'll actually shine in the technology field because it actually made me feel so confident, like super super confident. Yeah. So that's where it went. I was doing my uni. I was working with Protect, sorry, with Kaya Enterprise as well, subsidiary Infinity Staffing Solutions. Got the grooming that I needed. Everything was perfect. Got this other opportunity at the information communication, sorry, information, the ITAG, the Information Association of the Gambia, the ICT Association of the Gambia, sorry. So I got this job with ITAG, and I don't know, it's kind of like, it was really what is going on for me. Because I was thinking, okay, most of these jobs that they're recruiting for, like they're hiring for, they should have asked for, like, none of them were asking for a degree in computer science. None of them were asking for a degree in IT systems. Like, what is going on? Yeah. So I felt it was like, you know what, my good luck working or whatnot. But then it was from one tech institution to another, one tech institution to another. And then these tech institutions like just kept broadening my view, just just yeah, it was just honing my like potential. Yeah, I felt I was part of this. I felt this is what I'm meant to do. You get? So
Mm-hmm.
that tech industry is just what pushed me. This is where I'm supposed to be. So I feel okay. I didn't need to get a degree because right now I'm working on a degree. This degree is not in technology. This degree is not anything that is technology. I'm in the social science. I'm the social science field. I'm studying sorry, political science. This has nothing to do with what I'm working on right now. But I feel my academic background is not what I want to focus on. It's not what I want to build a career in. This is what I want. So I need to like really take this path really serious. So that's what like, gave back to something else that gave back to something like, it just kept getting good for me. And all these job opportunities I kept getting were never outside the tech industry. So that just kept, motivating me.
Mm-hmm.
So along the line, I got this other opportunity after I worked with ITAG, like with really great people that I'm done there. I'm on the list of the former Vice President, Fatim Bardi, Mengelo, like these were all my seniors. They were so good, Martin Ileleki, they were so good, so helpful. I learned a lot, like I learned a lot. This is when I actually delved into my freelance thing. That's the graphic design stuff. I actually have passion for designing and art. My friends know about this from high school.
Mm-hmm.
Designing and art since I was young, since I was in, you know going to junior and high school. So I was like, okay, I am not going to do anything developing because it's too complex for me. So I'm not doing that line. But still, since I'm in the tech field, this thing is still tech,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something I can build for myself. It's a part I can pay for myself. So why not just delve into the graphic design thing? That's when I got on Canva. Got on Canva, everything got good. That part was just as smooth as it could be. And yeah, later on, I got a premium version. It was like way smoother. And then that's just how that passionate freelance tech or graphic social media management, digital marketing um, part just was just battered. Yeah, something around that. So along that line, I got an opportunity, one of the best opportunities I've ever had. Um, like, mind you, most
Mm-hmm.
of these things I was doing with these other institutions was like super good. Everything was theoretical, everything was great. You get to learn a lot from these industry, the tech industry specialists, like these great people that run on this, all of them in the tech field, yeah. And since I was, ITAG was the association of the IT companies in the Gambia, you get to hear from almost all of these, great tech players in the Gambia. So it was a very big
Mm-hmm.
eye opener. And then what just boomed everything was this other opportunity I got to work with Pro Technology Solutions and Kitchen Technology Foundation
Mm-hmm.
Gambia. This is where everything kind of like just, everything just, it was literally the icing on the cake, yeah. I got
Mm-hmm.
experience, not just theoretical, everything was hands on. My seniors were like the best people ever. The management is just like super great, like super helpful. You don't need to, okay, like they made me believe that Sabah, you don't need a degree, you don't need a computer science degree to be part of us. Just, okay, we see the passion in you, we see the curiosity in you, we see the willingness to learn, and then, just that we want to make you a part of us. And that is when, since I got experience working with the Odoo systems back in Fair Enterprise with the developers, that's the same thing we were doing here. Like we were building systems and all of that, and then I get to understand these systems too from the ground level, and that's how I became a system admin for most of our softwares
Mm.
here, which was, people see me and call me a tech lady. Like I was like, okay, that's not where everything started. I know where I grew. I know how I grew myself and where I was. So yeah, I
Mm.
don't really. I kind of brag about it with my friends, but it's really been a roller coaster. But working here, the kitchen technology has been like, yeah, it's been awesome. This is where I got the hands-on experience on robotics. I got delved into robotics, delved into coding, and with working with electronics. I'm still kind of perfect it, but yeah, it's been going really great. That's how everything just
Wow. That was well detailed. That had a lot of detail, and I am inspired because this is a political science student. This
yeah.
was a second year political science student who just went into tech. How did the transformation happen? For me, I'm really curious about how the entire transformation happened because normally political science students, don't apply to jobs in tech institutions. Well, if they apply to tech institutions, they're going to do something related to political science. But why? What happened? Why just translate into tech like that?
So, like I mentioned, it wasn't. I didn't get the proper channeling that I needed when I was getting into it. Like I mentioned, I was talking to friends and we just wanted to walk. Yeah. So
Mm,
when I got on the platform for internet traffic solutions, I was just hoping for, okay, they're just going to find me a job that I'm right fit to, and that's that. So it wasn't until I got um, it was until I got into the job force. It was until I started working in the tech field.
mm,
That was when I realized this was my space. Yeah, this is where I wanted to be. So that's how I started doing everything. Like I wasn't very passionate. Okay, I wasn't very passionate about the political science field. I love the
mm,
social science field, but what I was doing, political science, it was interesting. I enjoyed it, but that wasn't where my passion was. Yeah. So I think, yeah, just a lucky child or blessed child. Yeah. When I was introduced to the tech field or when I started working at Terra Enterprises as a software development company, it was just, yeah, I
wow.
saw, innovation. I saw everything was just, it wasn't all stagnant. You're not just going to work in one space for the rest of the day, or you're not just going to work on one item for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week, or throughout your stay in this institution. Yeah, it was you delve into everything every other day. You learn systems, you learn stuff, and then when I learned that, okay, this doesn't stop here. It keeps getting better and better. It keeps advancing. It keeps, it keeps being like innovations keep happening. Yeah, I
Mm,
thought, why not just just hone a potential in this? Why not just build myself in this? And that's how the transformation happened. I still continued my social science study, that's the political science, but then
mm,
it wasn't until I started working at ITAG that's when I decided that okay, I'm still going to continue this because if I don't, my dad's going to kill me. But yeah, I'll still continue this part on the social science field. But then like I'm like I've decided that my master's program is going to be purely tech. Yeah, which
mm,
I hope to delve into next year, inshallah. But I've decided that this doesn't have to stop me just because
mm,
I did political science. And then these industry people, the people hiring me, the people I am working for, they're not stopping me. So why should I stop myself? Like they're really
exactly.
grooming me, they're helping me. So why should I just stay back? I should show them that that potential you see in me, I can actually boost it more. I can actually hone that more. I can be way better
Mm.
than that. So they have that belief in me, and then I triple that belief that they have in me, and this is how I got there, and I love it.
Wow.
I don't
So
really,
tech basically stole you from political science. I hope that
I
political science students are not watching you right now and being like,
I
okay, this guy just
I hope so. Oh yeah,
But
it's just
it's
been.
really inspiring. It's quite inspiring. It shows that, STEM is not something that is like a closed box. People from every background can find space in it if they are willing to learn and grow. And looking at your scenario, it's something that is very inspiring. And if you for example, are a young girl watching Ajisabel right now in political science, in whatever field, you know that at any point in time, if you want to go into tech, if you're passionate about tech, you can go in for it. You can, and you hearing you speak about your experience, it shows that it's not really about degrees, especially when it comes to tech. It's
Oh
about
yeah,
learning,
definitely.
lifelong learning that really gets you out there. That was quite inspiring. So did you complete your political science degree at the
Yeah, if
university?
I didn't, just that I did, if I did, my dad would have killed me. Yes, I did. I did complete. I completed in 2022. It was like a very rough life. One kind of like a kickback was like when you're okay. I keep telling people that when you're passionate about what you're doing, it doesn't even feel like extra work, yeah. But when it came to my academics plus plus the tech field, the
Mm,
career path that I chose, and working as well as schooling, it was really hard. It was like super hard. At many periods, I choose work over school big time. If my dad hears this, he'll
mm,
kill me. Yeah, but at many times, I choose work over school a lot of times because I don't know. This is where I felt so passionate in, like the tech field.
mm,
So the hurdle or the problem is when you have to when you're working on a career path that you're not actually studying. Yeah.
mm,
So I'm actually studying political science. I'm in the social science field, but I'm actually working in the tech field. So sometimes having to go to school was even avoided. Some students really had issues with the online classes, but it was everything for me. I loved the online
mm.
classes because I knew everything. I'd be doing work stuff and then I'd be doing school stuff, having to leave my workspace. By the time I was at Kayo, we were in Fajara, and commute all the way to Brikama was always like, you know what, no, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, and this and this and that and that. But then I just had to because it helped me a lot. It helped me big time, like completing that BSc. It helped me like a lot. Yeah, that academic boosting was it's not a zero. It really contributed to my career a lot, but it was hard. It was hard big time. So just you know what, just take your time and just look into just look deep into what you want to do and then just focus on that. If you're studying that and working on that, it's way
Mhm,
easier. Than studying this and then the other part is like, a whole different thing. Yeah, it's just something else. But then I really love it. It was really a roller coaster at some point. When I was working for the like the first job experience for the tech industry, the main problem was initially it was confidence. Yeah, I was like my confidence level was like
mm,
on zero. Yeah, I felt okay. I'm working with computer science students. They all know what they're doing. Yeah, this was like the initial part of my job.
mhm,
My job
mm,
with that institution. Yeah, everybody there studied computer science. So I'm working with a group of computer science people, like even the lay people that came in, like the interns, like at the farming group, and then like we were all working together. Like all of these people were specializing on computer science, and these were specializing on information systems. I was the
mm,
only person in that institution at some point doing political science. Yeah, so if I don't even talk about it at some point. To some extent, I didn't talk about it unless I'm asked, and I
mhm,
hesitate to answer, but then I didn't even talk about it. So that confidence was like really lacking. But then it went to a point, I was like, you know what? I'm actually, these systems that these computer science guys are building, I can master it, and I'm actually mastering it. And they don't
mm,
sell it, they're building it, and I'm going out to sell it. So
mm,
what's the it's a win-win for all of us. Yeah, they're doing tech, I'm doing tech. They're building it from the ground, and I'm studying what they're building and then selling it to customers. So that was also a win for me. So this was one of the things that really boosted, you know, like um my enthusiasm in the tech industry.
I can imagine how hard that must have been, because having to be the only political science student in the room, in a room full of computer science and information system students, must have been hard. But actually, as someone who is working directly with young people, how do you see technology shaping their mindsets and offering them opportunities?
If I was asked this question, like rephrase, ask this question like, how is tech going in the Gambia, or how do you see tech going in the Gambia, let's say 2 years ago, I wouldn't have had an answer to that, or I would have been like really discouraged. But like, okay, currently, especially when we started working at Fixing Technology about like let's say almost 2 years now,
Mm,
it's been one of the most inspiring lives ever. Like, it is really promising, like super, super promising. Yeah,
mm,
like these like the people that come to Kids in Technology, or the people that I work with, they are some of the most curious individuals, like the most curious children and young adults that Gambia has, the most intelligent and creative individuals there is all the Gambia has. Yeah. So I work with kids from 5 years old to like to young adult age, like from high school graduates.
mm,
Yeah. But from 5 years old. But these are all curious. These are all learners. These are all very brilliant kid. And I love the fact that okay, let's say the high school graduates or the teens, they get to choose their path. Because when they hear
mm,
about robotics, it's all exciting and But then like these kids that are like from 5 years old, 4 years old, I love the fact that their parents are grooming them, or their
mm,
parents see their shine, that these kids are actually shining in these areas. They're shining in technology, they're shining in innovation, they're shining in
mm,
being creative, they're shining in using technology. I love the fact that their parents are holding that, that potential these kids have. They know what they want and they're like pushing that drive. Yeah, these kids are so inspirational. They're so motivating. And I don't know if you guys know this, but like it's this same set of kids that I work with, this same set of kids that I get to interact with on a daily basis. That went on the Pan African Robotics Competition to represent the Gambia this year and came out first place out of 33 African countries. And then
mm,
this same win happened. They came out first place out of 33 African countries, yeah, this year. And this same win happened in 2022. These kids went out, participated in technology, like,
mm,
did some innovations, worked their lives out or worked their brains out, and came out first place again out of 93 teams in Africa. So it's really promising, yeah.
mm,
We love the fact that there's a lot of individuals grooming these kids. Yeah, the likes of Auntie Cordo, the likes of Auntie Giorgio, like, Grant done there, like Kausu Javi,
mm,
they're doing like super, super great in the industry, like grooming these kids. But then it starts with the kids. Like they're super talented, like they're super
mm.
curious, and they're learners. So it's really promising.
Indeed,
Very, very promising.
it must be exciting working with these kids, little kids, doing all of this amazing stuff. When I saw what they are doing, especially what they achieved at this robotics competitions, coming up winners, I cannot help but be so fascinated about the work that you guys do at Kids in Technology. But how do you think, how are women represented? How are girls represented at women at Kids in Technology? Are there
Mm,
enough girls?
no, no, there's not. Even the management team at Kitchen Technology is less than three girls. Yeah. I feel that's also a hurdle. That's also a problem. The
Mm-hmm.
representation is like super poor, like very, very poor. So since I started working with Kitchen Technology, this has been a thing. Even the registrations we have for students studying robotics or students who want to get into robotics,
Mm,
let's say 97% are boys. Yeah, this is
mm,
3% is girls. Yeah, so this actually, like, boosted my drive to co-found the She Robotics Club. So this She Robotics Club entailed girls who were sisters to the boys that were studying robotics here. Yeah, so we just wanted to invite them. Like, they were young girls, actually, primary school and junior school, junior high. We invited them and then opened up call for some people to also for parents to also sign up their girl child,
mm,
their children who are girls. Yeah, we got a couple of registrations. About 30 girls came in. We had this one day session. I held it with the co-founder, our Ture. We did this session on robotics. Most of them didn't know nothing about robotics. And this was me 2 years ago. I knew nothing about robotics until I came here. That's when
mm,
robotics was. And then it's not something hard. It's like so fun, like so interesting. You get to work with wires. You get to everything is hands on. You just get to be thinking. Just use your brain. Just everything is just functional. You can learn that anywhere. You can learn that
mm,
sitting at home. You can learn that like the fact that who's never done robotics, I just kind of like picture every girl in my space. Yeah, I've never done robotics. I've never even heard about robotics being a thing in the Gambia until before, like a month before I started working here. And then I came, I can fix stuff. I know about the past. I know about this. I know about these functionalities. So why can't you do it? Why can't you do it too? Like, you don't need to. Like, it's just like
mm,
curiosity. So these girls came in. We had this about 2 hour session with them. Shared snacks. Like, they
mm,
got to ask questions. We had some hands-on experiences on robotics, like some hands-on activities. And then that's where we just, what, let us initiate this club. Like, let's just start a She Robotics Club thing here. Like, they were all motivated. Auntie, we want to be part of this. Auntie, we want to be part of this. Together, it was like really exciting. So, like, that group of girls, we haven't
mm,
done anything since January of sorry, December of last year. But we're hoping to revive it back. But then that was just like to kind of like pilot She Robotics Club in the Gambia. We have robotics teams here, and there's girls in robotics too, like the Skylab. There's a few girls there, but then
mm,
this was just a pilot to see if like girls will be interested in, and there's a lot of girls interested in it. Yeah, it's just the confidence that's lacking because we all see these things as like a guy field or a boy field. Like, they get to be fixing wires, they get to be fixing stuff. But then I believe
mm,
if they know that there's more opportunities in these things, like in this robotic stuff, like the engineering stuff, like
mm.
there's more opportunities for us, the girls in this. Maybe they'll, want to delve in it more. I think the advocacy just needs to be boosted. That's that. But
And
the
then, no,
representation a little
mhm,
bit more, yeah, because of the
for
confidence.
but okay, from your experience, what do you think is holding these young girls back? From the girls themselves to their parents, what's holding them back?
Probably confidence. Maybe the parents would see it as a boy field, like I mentioned. Maybe they'll see it
Mm,
as a guy field. No, my kid doesn't have to do this, but she doesn't have to do that. But I love the fact that some parents just, okay, like one example of what kind of like boosted this thing, I
mm,
believe was from the win from the Pan African Robotics competition. Yeah, we
mm,
had these two girls, Bintu and uh, Jintu and Bayang. They were like really good. They were part of like the junior team that represented the Gambia at the park
mm,
competition. 2025 this year. So when we came back, the
mm,
celebration, how they were being celebrated, how they were all shining, even though their team did not win, but they were like the highlight of the
mm,
win. Like, everybody was celebrating Mayang and Tim because, it was a girl representation. Like, they were the only two girls that went to represent the Gambia from kitchen
mm,
technology, and they're young, they're both on the 14 years old. I think mine is 12 and Binta is 13. Yeah, so like they're good teams and like they're young, they're being celebrated and all of that. So this
mm,
year summer we actually had about close to 75 girls who signed up for the robotics program. Yeah, and kudos to those parents who saw like the potential in their kids can do it, and there could be like more opportunities for the girls out there. Not could be, there actually is more opportunities for them than these boys. So like they're boosting them in that area. But yeah, we see it going good so far, but the representation is still a little poor. And
Im-
then these kids
impressive.
that these kids that come in, the girls that come in, they kind of shine even way brighter than the boys. Like they are smart. You know girls are smart actually, yeah. But like these
Indeed.
girls so smart, like they are super smart actually, like really, really good. They like you get to be thinking, okay, is this something they've learned before? Is this something they knew about before? Is this something and they're as young as 5 years old? Yeah, our
Mhm.
youngest is one was five. He turned five this year actually. He was 24. So like they are super young, but once the information just goes in, like they see something like they're super super excited about it, and yeah, you see them really shining in that if they focus on it. I guess the advocacy just needs to just be boosted.
Inspiring. I think this issue of representation, hearing it coming from the grassroots level is not, it's not a surprise, because even at the high levels, in companies, you have very few women in tech fields, in tech sectors. It remains male dominated globally. So looking at that, in fact, what does being a woman such as yourself working with these kids in a male dominated field, because I am sure even with the administration there are way few women, what does that mean, being one of the few women in this field working with these kids, mean to you personally?
I wouldn't say hard. Okay, it can be a little challenging,
Mhm,
but personally, it's really fun because this is something I have passion in. It's something I've built passion in. So I
mhm,
think what you're passionate about, you don't worry about the extra work. You don't even see things as extra work. Yeah, even
mhm,
if you're giving all of your life to it or like all of your strength to it, you don't do it as okay a hurdle or it's just something you love doing. And for some reason, once you're introduced to these things, like once you're introduced to the STEM field or in this robotic stuff like working with girls, you just love it. This is aside from like the share you get, because
mhm,
you share it everywhere. Yeah, you could be part of a team like a very experienced team, who know everything they need to know, who know everything you don't know, but then there's some shine that comes with it that it's so special. Like people see you as like, oh, you know what? You're huge. Like you're talented. You're intelligent. Like you are just mashallah. You're like really really great. That's how you're seen. Like you get to shine out. For me, it's fun. It's really I find it a great passion in it. Maybe that's what's making it easy for me. And I want to believe a lot of other people who are in the same space that I'm in would have that same perspective as well. But it's
mhm.
just yeah, it's overwhelming. It's really exciting.
But okay, you train students in robotics and electronics. To someone who is not tech oriented or technically minded, this is something that is so intimidating and very complicated. When you hear robotics or you hear electronics, how do you make something as complex as this simple and approachable to beginners, especially those kids?
You just like okay, we start with okay, You know, you know, Subway Surfers. You know about Subway Surfers? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that those names. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
about let's say on the coding aspect. Yeah, you know about Subway Surfers. You know about this game like the Candy Crush game. You
Mm-hmm.
can build something like that. And kids love games. Like whenever they're on your phone, they're all about the game. So like these kids, they get overwhelmed with. You can build something like that, and then yeah, they get wow and boom, the
Mm-hmm.
interest is boom. Like one problem like we get one problem like you get like dealing with these kids is the computer literacy. Yeah, like they're so literate with the phones, but then you're not able to build these things like these kind of or seemingly complex applications or these fun stuff with a phone. Like you need computers, yeah, you need a laptop, yeah, you need to be
Mhm.
literate with a computer. So one hurdle is actually the computer literacy because they'll have to go through like that literacy thing, the 101 before they get to delve into the actual thing. But then it's made easier because when they're coding, like when these kids are coding, I love the fact that everything is just colorful. Like they love colorful stuff. Everything is
Mhm.
colorful. Everything is lovely. Like you just go in. You don't even need to know how to type. Yeah, just look at the computer. Like that could come way after. But then just look at a computer. You have directives and everything. It shows you what to do. So the fact that they can do things themselves without like being channeled too much or without being coached too much, it it boosts their excitement as well. So when it comes to electronics, yeah, you want to get a kid hitched to electronics. Like okay, there's a breadboard, like it's one part of electronics. Yeah, you have wires, you have LED lights. Yeah, just make something in front of them in less than a minute. Just light up something. Just make them see colors, make them see light, and boom, that boosts them interest as well. Okay, I can do this. I can do that. I can do this with
Mhm.
this. So these little things, introducing them to WhatsApp. Someone builds WhatsApp. You can build WhatsApp too, like with the extensive coding, like with the coding with Python. You
Mhm.
can do something around that. So that kind of like just gives them the thought, okay, I can do something like this, I can do something like that, and then just boost their interest in it. If they want to, they can earn. Okay, not everybody, like you teach it, you need to learn electronics to teach it, you need to learn robotics to teach it, you need to learn
Mhm.
coding to teach it. But then not every of these things, if they know whole password, that's fine. But let's say you're dealing with kids and they're going to a competition, yeah, not everything, not every of these aspects, like the coding, the electronics, the robotics, like the hands-on fixing, is done by one person. Yeah, our could be a
Mhm.
specialist in like the fixing part. Our could be a specialist in robotics. Our could be
Mhm.
Sabel could be a specialist in like the coding, and our could be
Mhm.
like really good with the electronics part. So we get to delegate different stuff to different people. And then when you start dealing with these kids, you get to know where they're more fitted, where they're like, where they're showing more interest. You see a kid, like you're teaching all of them robotics electronics at the same time, and you see someone just picking up something, fixing like perfectly, but they're not good with the coding. We have kids that cannot speak English, but they're super good like with the fixing part, like the robotic assembly, but they're not good with
Mhm.
coding because like the English is like the barrier. It's like a barrier. All they can speak is local languages. But you see someone who's good with
Mhm.
English, they are so good with the coding, but they cannot fix stuff. So like they don't have to have all of these things. Maybe as a trainer you can, but then these kids don't have to have all of these knowledge to function. Like they can just focus on one part and they'll excel in that. So when you're building a team to maybe compete in something or like for a competition or you just want them to learn a skill, they don't need to know everything. Yeah, you just need to
Mhm.
find out what they are most passionate about, what they're most interested in, and then make them focus on that and they'll excel, and then you'll be excited that they're excelling. Yeah, so they don't need to know everything. You just need to specialize on one thing you have passion in, and that's kind of how we channel the whole um education thing around here.
Absolutely. Ajay, do you think the tech industry in the Gambia, especially, when you talk about robotics, when you talk about systems engineering and technical stuff like that, do you think the tech industry in the Gambia is doing enough to attract and retain women in these sectors?
Mm, well, it says it is. The tech industry says it's attracting women. I think we're doing that most with the advocacy. Like, okay, we're calling them on,
Mm.
like, you can do this, you can do that, you can be this, you can do that. Thank you, Auntie Kodo. Like, you can do this, you can be that. But then the confidence still lacks in them actually going in for it hands on. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if you get what I mean. Yeah, like okay, the
Yeah.
opportunities could be there. The opportunities are actually there, but there's more of the advocacy that you can be part of it. But I don't see
Mm-hmm.
like, or you don't see them like they get it. They get the the ground mentality that okay, I can be part of this. I can do this. I'm being mentored by Allah. I'm being mentored by Antiquado. I'm being mentored by this person. But
Mm-hmm.
like being part of the whole um, like getting into the industry and actually taking charge, actually thriving in it is a little slow. From my
Mm-hmm.
perspective, I feel it's a little slow. Like they're being called and they're hearing, like you're being called, you're being,
Yeah.
this is an advocacy call. You know you can do this. Like you boosted the courage in me. I was doing an advocacy. They're boosting the courage in me. But I feel there's not much channeling to okay, I can do this or I can do that. Or this is what I want to do. Maybe you'd even know this is what you want to do, but then the courage to actually take it up, like the courage to actually start is a bit
Mm-hmm.
lacking. But I believe there's a lot of opportunities for girls in the tech industry in the Gambia.
So you working, being someone working at the grassroots level, what do you think generally is the problem? Do you think schools in the Gambia are not doing enough to introduce students to technology or basically some of these things? What do you think is the problem?
Okay. Personally, again, I think yes, that's a problem. That's a very big problem. I did not learn technology. I'll just view it from my own, like my own experience. I didn't do anything tech from elementary. Like I didn't do anything tech from primary school. Nothing tech was
Mm-hmm.
introduced to me from primary school. And when I went to junior school, everything was okay. We're going to have we're introducing the computer science class, which you have once a week. And this computer science is just okay, the computer literacy, which is not even in depth. Like we're not doing that in depth computer literacy on here.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel it's a little slow, and then you advance to high school. It's the same routine, like not the in-depth computer literacy. It's just the okay, we're learning
Mm-hmm.
about the hardware. This is the CPU. This is the mouse. This is this and this is that, and maybe basic typing, which you have once a week. So it's not really in depth. Maybe if we focus on educational system here, if we focus on advancing like how tech is actually advancing, maybe it's shifting like just shifting from okay 2022 to 2025 they did this. So tech has like literally advanced like 20 years ago and we're still in 2020 2002. That's a
Mm-hmm.
little, that's not like telling a lot. It's not really motivating. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and probably that is why it's the tech literacy in Uganda is very slow because we're not growing into it from the grassroots, like from the first level. That's from primary to like kudos to some schools. Like some schools are really introducing like these STEM fields from the ground level, like from elementary, like then you advance to junior and all of that. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's just the problem. It's slow. What we're doing is not. It could help, but it's not as intense as it should be. Like I think it should be as important as English, and it should be as important as maths from from elementary,
Mm-hmm.
from junior high, from high school, just so you get that 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 bridge when you're advancing to okay, this is what I want to do in the long run, or this is what I want to specialize in. I feel it's just too slow. That's why we're not getting that you know that level one grooming. Yeah, you see someone who let's say this day and age 2025, there's schools introducing STEM or like intensive ICT in their schools, like at primary school. Yeah, and then you see someone who graduated from let's say 2019 or 2022 from high school. These kids doing tech from or intensive tech at grade one or grade 4 or 5 are way more tech inclined than someone who graduated from high school in 2020 or 2021. because all they know is like, okay, this is a mouse, this is a CPU, this is like where you're on and off, this is where this or this is where that. So I feel that like we just need to boost the education system to be more, tech inclusive like other countries are doing, and then, we'll get ahead, not as ahead as them, but then I feel that'll really boost our tech drive in the Gambia or make the industry stronger. You think we lost our? Is it our? I'm not hearing. Are you speaking?
Aji,
Yeah.
your
Hello.
video is off, but um,
Mm,
I just moved. Yes, I cannot see you.
You can. It's actually on. Okay. Off and on again. How about now?
Okay, I believe it was my connection at some point in time. What kind of impact, at your during your programs at Kids in Technology? What kind of impact have you seen um, female participation make on your programs at Kids in Technology? You know, be it management level, be it with the students. How do you think female participation has created an impact on your programs?
It actually, with like just going back to the confidence we were talking about, it actually boosts confidence to other female participants or to, the audiences that have female. I feel it just gives them that confidence that you can do it. So, like, about
Mm-hmm.
a month ago, we had this group of young people coming from non-bank regions here, like different regions. They were from the Joy Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple of girls in the group. Like none of them really knew about. Some of them are high school graduates. Some of them are still going to high school. Some of them are actually university graduates. Most of them didn't know anything tech. Yeah, like they actually know tech,
Mm-hmm.
technology, this and this and that and that, the computer and whatnot, but then like not in that STEM, like let's say what we STEM is advocating for. Like they're not very inclined with like STEM stuff. So when they see, and then one of them actually asked, like this same question you asked about women participation in this, and I'm like, you know what, this is just us. Like this is the two of us here. You could be the next person joining us, like as a lady. So like they
Mm-hmm.
seem like to see it, or I was eventually at some point to see it as like a male dominated field. Like we don't need to go in there. We don't need to be there. Like I don't know about the shame. I don't feel there's any shame. It's super fun. It's like really interesting. But then yeah, the sorry, I was a bit distracted for a second. Yeah, I feel
Mm-hmm.
it just boosts confidence. That's just it. Like bottom line, it boosts confidence. That okay, she's someone like me. She's a girl like me, and she's doing it. And I just like love inspiring them with the fact that you don't need a degree to be it. You just need to be curious. You just need to be a learner.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to want to do it or just build passion in it, and then that's that. Like all I keep talking about is I don't have a computer science degree, I don't have an IT degree, and I'm here. All I did was have
Mm-hmm.
basic IT education, like do some IT programs, and I'm here. So you can do it. So I think the impact that we have on them is like amazement. Yeah, the amazement is there, and like it some way boosts their confidence that okay, I can also be it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, you are into robotics, electronic system administrations. What role do you think sectors like this play in solving real problems the Gambia is facing right now?
Okay, so on the system admin part, um, uh, it's purely on the computer science. Yeah, it's purely on the software development.
Mm-hmm.
You develop a system like on the system admin part, like the impact it's putting out there is literally the softwares that you're building. Yeah, they build softwares
Mm-hmm.
that are like really beneficial for institutions in the Gambia. You could build a hospital management system, you could build a school system, you could build a real estate system, and then being a system admin, you just need to study these things, and then you need to be the focal person between the company or the institution that built it and the client. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's kind of the you're just transferring the impact from okay, they build it, we're selling it to these people. Like I'm the point of contact. I'm going to be their help. I'm going to be their assistant. You need to do this. You need to do that. This is how it works. That's how it works. That we help them understand the system from the ground level. Like I believe, in some way, even though you're working for the institution, in some way you're like being super impactful. Like you're helping like 100% on the robotics part. Like you can do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, currently some of these kids are building an irrigation system. Yeah, an automatic irrigation system. Like they're building a robot that's going to be spraying automatically on like farmlands. They're building robots that's going to detect um, um, like disease, like early crop diseases. Like, and these are all kids. They are all under 18. Yeah, some of them are going to Arabic schools, and some of them are going to high schools. Some of them are going to junior schools. Like they come together, form a team, and then brainstorm on an idea or be tutored by be led by Kausu or Ibrahim or Omar, and then going to build these solutions that are going to help in the Gambia. So that's also an impact. Like building this agricultural stuff from robotics, from something that you have passion in, is just yeah. I believe that's enough impact. Like they're building solutions for fun. Like okay, through fun, but they're building it for real impact. So that's that. I don't know if you know about the blind stick. Yeah, this
And
this
and
lets them
and
watch in less than
okay.
in less than 5 minutes. Like the visually impaired stick, the stick that helps detect like the visually impaired people about obstacles in front of them and all of that. So they have experience doing these things, and all of these things are impact on robotics and electronics,
Mm-hmm.
social impact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in fact, what you do at Kids in Technology is incredible. Oh, but how is the support like for these kids and robotics in general? You know, when it comes to the government, private institutions, how well is robotics and kids in technology being supported in the Gambia?
I wouldn't say poor. I'd just say minimal. Yeah. You you just okay
Mm-hmm.
at some point you don't need to at some point you don't talk to anybody, you just do and they see, and then if they wish to help, that's that. But like to say
Mm-hmm.
okay, we're getting support from this person, we're getting support from that person, that's not we can actually get support from real industry players. Just recently we got
Mm-hmm.
support from Point Click Technologies CEO, Mr. Malik Khan. It was really helpful. We get support from one of our board members, Fatim Badi. He's like super helpful. We get support from Pro Technology is our main support. Pro Technology Solutions is kind of like a grandparent or an uncle to Kids in Technology. So most of the support that Kids in Technology got was actually through
Mm-hmm.
Pro Technology Solutions with the stuff that Kids in Technology, like these robotic stuff are super expensive, and Pro Technology just goes out of its way to help, like purchasing some of these things all the way from America, shipping them out here. But yeah, when it comes to the government, there's not really much to say, but yeah, we're just doing, and hopefully when they see real impact, they'll want to hop on. But then Comium too has been like super super helpful. They even funded our last trip to the Pan African Robotics Competition. They came back. They did a whole
Mhm.
through a whole celebration for the kids. Awarded them like on a Gambian level. Gave them like customized trophies. They they work on a lot of our logistics help financially and all of that. So yeah, the support is actually coming. Gambians are really really supportive.
Good. I think it's really great to hear that because these kids, I think they need all the support that they can get, from you people, from the management at Kids in Technology, from basically everyone in the Gambia. Because looking at what they are doing, it's something rare, something that
So
really deserves all the support that they can get. Now, Ajay, I would love to just go on and on talking to you, but unfortunately, we are pushed for time. We've been talking for 1 hour, but I'll just ask this one last question. You've mentored a lot of young people through your work. What is one piece of advice that you always give to your students,
okay. Don't.
girls especially?
Okay, that's that. It was actually customized for them. Don't like you don't need to wait to be called. Like you just need to get into it and thrive. That's that. Like you don't need to just sit there and watch them build. Like just get into it, start building. Just thrive. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like just keep
Great.
persistent.
Thank you, Aji. We've come to the tail end of today's episode. It, it's been a fruitful 1 hour, really. This conversation has been a joy, not because of just what you do, but why you do it. You've shown us that, technology isn't just about systems and screens, it's about people, it's about the youth, it's about, creating solutions for our own communities. Thank you so much for talking to us today. Thank you for all the insights.
I think the internet is out again. Yeah. Thank you so much to our and thank you Alkamba. It was really an honor being part of today. I think your internet was out again. But thank you so very much. It was really
Yeah.
an honor being part
But anyway,
of your. Thank you.
it's an honor here as well. Thank you so much. Bye bye. We've had Aji Sabambai on today's episode of Women in STEM show. Listening to her reminds us that technology is not really about machines and codes. It's also more about the people. It's